I served in the Army for 7 years, was injured in Afghanistan and medically retired in 2007.
I was a crew chief in the U.S. Army for the 82nd Airborne. I had gotten hurt in Afghanistan and ended up getting medically retired. I didn't want that. I wanted to make the military my career and my lifestyle. You know, I love serving those. And as soon as I got home, things started going downhill for me, really bad.
So if you look at a shelter within the city, typically the best case scenario is that a veteran is in a room 5 or 6 other guys. Okay. Well, if you have a veteran that's struggling with PTSD or has become homeless to isolate himself, that's not a very successful situation. You know, they've been trained to live on their own and just survive, and they're using that training to do it to avoid the shelter situation. You know, we want to let them reintegrate, you know, as they feel comfortable, because it's the only way they're going to be successful. After putting that thought together, we're just like, you know, we want a place that's theirs.
I have a background in heating and cooling. After I got out of the military, I put myself through heating and cooling school. My buddy wanted to start installing Mitsubishi brands, and we installed 3 or 4, and it was like, man, these things are awesome. And every single time I installed one, they were such quality. That's where I fell in love with Mitsubishi. And I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do anything with my own house, I'm gonna install Mitsubishi.
As Brandon was in on our counter talking to one of my counter guys about needing heating and cooling for a tiny house, and told their story to all of our diamond contractors here in town, and the response from my contractors was overwhelming.
I went to the contractor meeting, and that's when I met Chris.
So every house will come fully furnished, just like your studio apartment. The idea is that they don't have to leave here for anything if they want. We want them to learn how to cook, and we want them to learn how to clean, and we want them to, you know, a lot of tiny home villages you'll see have public showers. Well, we wanted them to have their own.
After Chris had given his presentation, then we all kind of talked about it. You know, as soon as he got done, then that's when I approached him and told him, you know, if there was anything that we could do as a company to help him out, to let us know. It's America, you know, it's the land of the free because of the brave. So anything we can do to help the vets, you know, we're more than willing to.
The rest has kind of been history.
And that's when it really hit me, like, wow, this is real. This is going to be great. It just gives me the chills talking about it now, but it felt like home. I was like, this is it. This is what we're going to do.
Mitsubishi was the only answer for this kind of house and the person that was going to be staying in it. You know, I thought about window units, but one of the problems that these homeless veterans have are noise. So I wanted to keep it as quiet as possible for them.
The amount of space it frees up, not having ductwork, and I have to run any of that stuff, and then just basically be able to put it on one wall and run the lines outside. It's super efficient. It's all about the quality of these houses and quality of the service we give these veterans.
Their long-term goal is to have this kind of project in multiple cities around the country.
And we're going to do it in phases. We'll do 10 houses at a time. So whenever we get our first 10 up, we're going to house them at 10.
There's a lot of people rallying around these guys that want to see this work, you know, stand up and help the vets out when they need a hand when they get home. We should be willing to do whatever it takes to get them back.
I think that would be wonderful if we could be the starting point of something very big.
So in 5 years, our expectations are that we'll have more than 52 houses. We'll have a 6,000 square foot community center on property, providing all the services, dental, medical, counseling. We'll have a gym, laundry facility. It'll have everything that these guys need. We're
not leaving these guys hanging. The veterans need this. Mitsubishi was more than grateful to help us out. Same with CD Jones, and so it's a great relationship. I can't wait to do more with you guys.
You can go to our website and donate, veteranscommunityproject.org.